Girl say I take you to Tokyo. Girl I go take you to China. Girl I go take you to London. I go tell them say you I be one gummy. Girl I go take you to Lagos. So girl I go take you to Ghana. Girl I go take you to Tema. I go tell them.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Sweet Coco, and I'm back with another story time video. So I know my last story time was back when I did the Uncle B story. If you haven't watched the Uncle B story, go watch it now. I'm gonna leave a link down below. And I've also just recorded a video on this beautiful, beautiful hair that I even went through the trouble of wetting my top in the process. So I would appreciate it if you guys went to go watch that video. That link will also be down below. But yeah, so I just thought, like, I haven't done a story time in a long time. It's like 5 AM and I just thought, let me record a story time. And every time I think about the story, it's funny to me now, but it wasn't funny back then. Like, before I start, I'd just like to say a disclaimer, because I was very nonsense child growing up. I feel like a lot of the nonsense that I got up to was due to the fact that I never had an older sister. Like, I didn't have somebody to tell me, like, to calm down, you know. I tried to live life in a fast lane, got me into a lot of trouble. I just feel like I was really gassed as a teenager or whatever. And yeah, I don't know, I just paved the way for mistakes, you know, and it was just funny. So this story time today is about the time when I got my nose pierced at the age of 15, and it ended me in hospital. So yes. So it started, I think, yeah, I was 15, and I think I was like in year 9. So year 9, you're about 14, 15, and like the friends that I had back in secondary school, I just remember like everyone was like, oh, you know, I would love to get my nose pierced, I would love to get my lip pierced. Some people were like, oh, my ear pierced. So we sat there, we were all like, do you know what? Fuck it, let's just all go get it done. Like, let's all go and get a piercing done. Like, I sat there completely blatant. I was just like, yeah, guys, let's go. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get my nose done. I was even chatting, saying I'm gonna get my lip hair done, my bottom lip done. I don't know who I thought I was, but I was like, yeah, I want to get all of these things done. So I remember we all went to one pharmacy near my house. Like, it was basically like central for everybody. So I was like, oh, we're gonna go to this pharmacy, we're all gonna pay. I saved up my dinner money for a whole week. Mom used to give me £2 a day, yeah. And I think that week I was cheeky. I was like, oh, just give me 10. I can spread it out throughout the whole week. Like, I don't have to come to you every day for £2 every day, whatever. Just give me £10. So she gave me my £10 for the week, and I saved it. That week I did not eat because I was like, I'm getting my nose pierced. Age of 14, 15, I was like, yeah, I'm getting my nose pierced or whatever. So I met up with my friends, and then we went to this pharmacy now. Everyone's choosing different piercings. Some people are doing their ear, yeah, like lip, nose, whatever. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do my nose. So I'm sitting there, the woman's like, oh,
do you have consent?
I was like, yeah, of course I have consent. Like, so we went there with one of my friend's cousins, and she was older. She basically consented for everyone that was there. She was like, yeah, everyone here is consented by me, so they all get piercings or whatever. So I'm there like, okay, I have her consent, so that's it. Like, that's it. I don't need consent from anybody else or whatever. So I'm there now, everyone's doing their piercing. Not for a split second did I remember who I was. Like, not for a split second did I remember that, one, I'm African. 2, I'm the only female child in my house. And 3, the fact that my mom despises of piercings and tattoos and all that kind of stuff. Like, mom, she'll just start dropping Bible quotations if you talk about piercings and tattoos. Like, mom was just not on it. So I was like, oh, like, not for a minute did I think of any of those things. I just thought, I'm here, I'm with my friends, I've got the money, I'm getting my nose pierced. So I sat down, and the woman was like, oh, I was like, oh, this is gonna hurt, blah, blah. She was like, nah, you know, it's just like a quick, she was using the gun. She was like, it's a quick punch, and then that's it. Like, you feel it for a split second, and that's it. So I was sitting there, calm, sitting there. I was like, oh yeah, I want it on the left side of my nose because I'm left-handed, you know, so the left side of my face, it makes more sense or whatever. If someone sat down, I sat down, sorry, and then the woman got the nose piercing thing. She even asked me which piercing I wanted, so I chose the colour and everything, and then she came out and she just went boop. Went like that, and it went through my nose. I was like, oh shit, like, oh shit. So everything was calm, But after everyone got it done, we're all happy, whatever. We went to go and get one chicken and chips. Everyone's excited. Then everyone started to go home. Like everyone's like, oh, I've got to go, blah, blah, blah. I think it was like a Saturday or something. And it was getting late. Everyone was like, okay, I'm going home, I'm going home. And I was thinking, wait, hold on. I have to go home. So then it started coming back to me. I was thinking, hold on, you're going home. Like, my mom's gonna see this piercing, like, just got my nose pierced at the age of like 14, like, I didn't even ask my mom, so then I remembered, obviously, around that time, I was going out with some boy that lived in Peckham, yeah? And I was thinking, either I go home now and I hold a disgusting beating, or I go to Peckham to buy time of what I'm gonna do with myself. So what did I decide to do? I went to Peckham. So what I did was I got on the bus, I called the boy that I was going out with and I was like, yeah, I'm coming to Peckham, come to see you. And he's like, oh, I thought you were chilling with your friends today. I was like, yeah, done that already, come to see you. So I go see him now, he sees the piercing, he's gassing me up. He's like, oh, it looks nice, it suits you, blah, blah. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, yeah, obviously I'm going to, like, just, my head is like this, like I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, you know, wanted to get it done, so, you know, yeah. Feeling like one big girl because I've got a piercing at the age of like 14. But it started to get mad late. Like, I think that's another thing. Like, I added insult to injury. One, you've come with a piercing, but now you're coming home late because it was getting to like, I think it was like 10, 11, and I was like, oh, I've got to go home because it's getting late, whatever. Like, I'm not coming to sleep here or whatever. So then I got on the bus and I went home. My mom was calling me and I wasn't picking up none of her calls. Like, she was calling me. I wasn't picking up none of her calls. And then I got on the bus and this guy lived in Peckham, I lived in Croydon, so you already know the journey, yeah? Went home and like putting my key through the door, I was shaking. I was thinking, what am I gonna do? Like, there's this whole piercing in my nose. And it was one dumb of me as well. I picked like one of those diamond-y things that were quite not sparkly, but it was like reflective in the light. Like, it would catch light if like there was light on me. So what I did was I went home, kept my head down, like my head was so down. Walked around the house and I was just like, hello mom, hello, like my head mad down. Not trying to make eye contact with anybody. Mom was like, hey, mommy, bruh. Basically saying like, come. I was like, oh, my heart sank. And she was like, look at the time, look at the time I'm coming home, look at the time. It's like, this is you now. Oh yeah. And it's just like, she used to always say 14 going on 40. Like, them jokes never made any sense. Like, she would say 13 going on 30, 14 going on 40, 15 going on 50. Like, when I reached 18, then she started to drop it because it just didn't make sense anymore, because it was just like, just didn't make sense anymore. So she's like, look at the time. You think you're a big girl now? You think you're a big girl now? You can come home whatever time you want. You couldn't even text me to let me know where you was, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I used to lie as well. I'd be like, oh, I was with Joanna. She's like, Joanna, I called Joanna's mom. You wasn't there. I was like, oh yeah, and I was with Jane. She's like, you're a liar. You wasn't with Jane. I called Jane's mom. Thinking, all my friends are snakes, first of all, because nobody called me to let me know that my mom was calling them, so it was snakes. And then, but she could have been lying the same way anyway. She's just like going off. She's just there like, I've called this person, I've called that person, come in late. And because I remembered that, you know what, I don't even want your wahala today. Like, I've got a whole piercing in my nose. I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm really, really sorry. I kept my head down like as if I'm sad. I'm just not trying to, and I'm giving her the right side of my face as well. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, next time I'll call you, blah, blah. And she just got annoyed or whatever. And she was like, oh, just go upstairs, happy, run up to my room now. I'm just chilling in my room, but I'm sitting there thinking, wait, what am I actually gonna do? Like, what am I actually going to do? So that was that. I managed to like basically dodge my mom for a few days, in the sense that if she was upstairs, I'd go downstairs to do whatever I needed to do, and then I'd come back upstairs. If like she went out, that's when I'd chill downstairs. If I could hear like she's outside and she's about to come back home, I'll run upstairs or whatever. But I spent most of my days away. But there was one day that I forgot myself. Like, my mom was in the kitchen and I completely forgot myself. And in my house is basically, you have to like go through the kitchen to go to the bathroom. And she was in the kitchen, she was making food or whatever. And then I walked past her and she was like, you know, you can't say hello or whatever. And I'm like, oh, hi, mom. So basically, okay, so I'm walking past her like this. Yeah, she's in front of me and I'm walking past her like this. And she's like, so you can't say hello. Instead of me to use my brain and turn to my right side and speak to her, like stand on my right side. I turned to my left and I was like, oh hi mom, da, 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 da. And obviously I'm not wearing makeup, not doing nothing, my face is just plain and there's this diamond shine in my nose, like, and she's just like her face just looked so disgusting. She looked at me like, and that's when I realised, I was like, huh, your nose. It's too late because she had clocked me. So she's looking at me and she's like, what's that in your nose? What's that in your nose? I was like, huh? What's that in my what? What's that in my what? And I touched my nose, and as I was touching my nose, I was trying to take it out. But if you know, like, basically, when you first do a piercing, the first piercing that they put in there is always stiff for some reason. It's like, it's kind of like stuck, and it's like after 6 weeks, that's what the woman told me. I think she said after 6 weeks, you can take it out, clean it, and put a fresh one in, like the ones that you can remove anyhow. Bearing in mind, it had only been like literally a few days, like a couple of days, or I'll say like maybe a week at the most. And this woman's clocked me, and I was thinking, oh, my 6 weeks is not up. My 6 weeks is not up. And then, so now she clocked me. She's like, what's that in your nose? What's that in your nose? But obviously she knows already what's in my nose, and I'm already acting dumb. All I know is now, yeah, my mum picked up one slipper, lifted it up, and started to beat me senselessly. Like, mom's beating me with this slipper, And I was thinking, first of all, if I survive these beatings, I'm gonna have to explain myself. I'm gonna have to explain where I got the money from, where I did it, who I was with, why I did it. It will link back to the day that I was late. I just thought of all these things whilst I was getting beaten up, and I thought, you know what? Faint. That's what that came to my head. Faint. So I'm standing there, this one's beating me. I was like, and then I just dropped to the floor. I dropped on the floor with my eyes closed. I'm just laying on the floor. I can hear her screaming. She's like, mommy, shaking me around like, are you dead? Like, mommy. Just lying on the floor pretending as if I'm fainted. Like, I'm just lying there. I can hear everything that's going on. My brothers are screaming. They're like, Mom, you've killed her. Mom, you've killed her. I'm just lying on the floor, And then all I felt was my mom come in the room and she's throwing water at me now. She's like, mommy, she's shaking me up. Like, I'm lying on the floor. And I was like, yeah, mom. In my house as well, I think for the slightest thing, any little thing that goes on with you, it's let's go to A&E, because my house is basically right behind the hospital. So it's like, let's go A&E. Like, she wanted to check out what was wrong with me now. So she's calling the ambulance and she's left the kitchen. She's calling the ambulance, basically saying that how I've slipped and I've dropped and I've fainted and I'm lying on the kitchen floor looking all mashed up and she doesn't know what's wrong with me. So I'm lying there, and because I opened my eyes slightly and she was gone, like she wasn't in the kitchen no more, that's when I thought, fire by force, I have to get this thing out of my nose. So I managed to like push the thing out of my nose, and when I say it hurt, like it proper hurt to push it out of my nose, but I managed to push it out of my nose, and I just kept it in my hand. The whole time. And I'm lying there. She comes back, she picks me up, the ambulance people came, they're checking me over and whatever, and they were like how they just wanted to take me to hospital to do further checks or whatever. So I'm in the hospital now with my mum, my brothers, everyone's checking me over to see if I'm okay, like checking if everything's alright. They checked me over, everything's fine now. Like a few hours later, we come home and everything else. I go to sleep and everything. The next day, my mum sat me down and she was like, so where's the nose piercing? I'm looking at her like, what nose piercing?
She was like, hey, I saw a nose piercing in your nose. That's where it all started from.
Like, Mum, are you okay? Are you alright? Because there's no nose. I showed her my nose. I was like, there's no nose piercing. Like, what are you talking about? She was like, Mum, just started to like question herself. She's like, I saw a nose piercing in your nose. I was like, not me, boy, because there's nothing in my nose. I showed her my nose. I was like, there's nothing in my nose, blah, blah, blah. And these times my nose was sore from the time when I pushed the nose piercing up by force. So I'm like, there's nothing in my nose. I'm there like showing her and everything. This woman's looking at me like, like, what? Long story short, she left it as that. But then little old me and my dumb self again, a few days later, I think it was, I came back and I had got one of those replacement ones. Let me just say, nose piercings for me was the most expensive thing I ever did, because not only did I have to pay that one time to do it, but I paid to redo it, and then I had to keep paying to put the actual piercing in all the time, because I kept losing it every time I slept. So I came home one day and it was in my nose again. Same way, she approached me, she saw it, she was like,
told you there was a nose piercing. I told you. I know I wasn't going crazy. There was a nose piercing. There was this, there was that.
And the thought came into my head again. Fate. I was thinking, nah, this one there, they'll clock me. This one there, they will actually clock me. I know what I'm doing. So I was like, no, that's just too dumb. I had to face it. Told my mom, I was like, yeah, I got my nose pierced, blah, blah, blah. I just had to like lay it out. This woman was vexed. She was vexed at the fact that, like, she wasn't going crazy because she knew she saw it the first time. Vexed at the fact that, who are you, this 14-year-old that's now got a piercing in her nose without my permission kind of thing. And all I remember was my mom called everyone. Like, she called my grandma, she called my auntie, she called my uncle, all these people, telling them that I'm now one rebel and I'm one like hooligan that lives on the roads with a nose piercing, thinking I'm bad, telling people. She even tried to add on that I have a tattoo as well at the age of 14. Like, please tell me where the tattoo is. Just going off on one. I just remember her saying she was gonna ship me to Ghana and all else and all sorts, but it's 2019 and I'm still here, so yes. Yeah, nothing happened to me in the end, but my mum was so vexed. But I feel like my own karma happened because that nose piercing got infected disgustingly, and I had to take it out at the end. And then it got to a point where it was like damaging my nose, so it just wasn't for me anyway. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my mum might have cursed it still because she never agreed to it anyway. But yeah, nothing good came out of that nose piercing. And I mean, I just ended up in hospital for no reason. Like, it was just so stupid. The stuff that I did back in the day was just so dumb. But yeah, like, kids, okay, anyone under the age of 18, do not go and get any form of piercing or tattoo or anything without your parents' permission, okay? Because it will backfire. More than likely it will backfire, and it's just not worth the stress. Like, it's really, really not worth the stress. The reason why I'm telling this story is because I just went through a lot of stress from my mum, a lot of stress in terms of the infection and everything else, and I just feel like it just wasn't worth it, guys. So that's the end of my story time of when I pierced my nose and the dumbness that I was doing at the age of 14, 15, guys. But yeah, don't be like me, okay? If you're gonna get a piercing, make sure it's clean, make sure you're allowed first of all, and look after it. That's it. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you thumbs up this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you like, share this video, follow me on Snapchat, Instagram and Twitter, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.